This is the TAC Dev proledge, and it's going to change the way you shoot. So to start off with what a thumb rest normally would look like, we have a full-size P320 here, and it has an aligned tactical thumb rest on the side. And the normal purpose of one of these would be to just give your offhand thumb an extra place for purchase on the frame of the pistol. So whenever you come out, you can have a little bit extra to grab onto. So whenever the gun goes off and starts to rise, you have another area to kind of press in and try to hold the muzzle down and keep the felt recoil from becoming too much. The interesting thing about the TAC Dev proledge is that it's not in a normal kind of place for a thumb rest to be. We see on the 320 that it is in the place of the takedown lever for the 320 platform, and so it's just a complete replacement part. You take the old one out, store it somewhere, and then you can put in Align Tactical's thumb rest right here. On the TAC Dev proledge, this is very different from the 320 platform, because on the 365 platform, the takedown lever does not come out. So for this, they kind of had to work around and find a different solution for how to attach a thumb rest to this frame. And so to do it, what they did was they went to the weapon light, the TLR7 sub, and they took out the, I don't know what to call it, the left mounting plate for the light. They took that piece out and replaced it with the thumb rest, and they had it screw in like a normal light, so whenever you take the light off, the thumb rest goes with it. But that's the solution that they came up for, which I think is pretty smart. So now that we know what a thumb rest kind of does, and we've explained how the TAC Dev is kind of a little bit different from most other thumb rests on the market for different platforms, I'm gonna jump right into how I think it feels and how I think it shoots. So for me, I actually really like the design of that TAC Dev went for the proledge. Whenever I grip a normal thumb rest or a normal gas pedal on a 320 or on a Smith & Wesson or on anything else that it's compatible with, for me, whenever I grip the gun, my offhand my thumb tends to come too far forward, so it doesn't quite hit the thumb rest where I feel like it's supposed to and where I kind of think it feels comfortable. So I feel like it should hit back here, but I don't know if I have bigger hands or if my grip's a little bit different than normal. So for me personally, I don't really like most thumb rests on the market for most full-size platforms, because the thumb rest for me tends to be too far back and my thumb sits too far forward for them to be kind of applicable for my shooting experience. But then whenever you look at the TAC Dev proledge, I really like where this placement is on this thumb rest, and it's probably the thing I like most about it. Since they had to mount it on the weapon light, kind of at the front of the gun, it lends itself to being a great placement for where my grip tends to land with my thumb being farther forward. So whenever I grip this gun, it kind of rides all the way up to the front, and it provides a great little platform for my thumb to ride on while I'm shooting, kind of control that muzzle flip and try to reduce that recoil. What else is really nice about it is that since it's long and it extends back very far, much further than most full-size thumb rests that are a lot on the smaller side, I feel like this is conductive to work with a lot of different people's grips and a lot of different people's methods of shooting. So whether you have small hands or bigger hands, it kind of lends to work with a lot more people's shooting preferences than I feel like a lot of other thumb rests do. So even though there's a lot of things I like about the TAC Dev proledge, there are a few drawbacks that I can think of for it. Actually, one major drawback for me, and that is holsters. So the main thing being, there's only a few holsters that actually work with this kind of attached to your weapon light. And being that the 365 and most other guns that use the TLR7 sub are going to be more carry-oriented firearms, holster's kind of a bigger deal to me than like a full-size gun, because that's a gun that I can put on my bedstand and have a trigger guard or take to the range and not have to worry about having a holster. So whenever this has not very many holster compatibilities, that's where it really kind of draws the line for me. Because I think most people, like myself, whenever you find a holster that you really like for concealed carry, you don't want to change because you like it and it's comfortable and it feels great, and that's where you're set in stone. And this thumb rest has only about 3 holsters that work for it. He lists on TAC Dev's website for this product, they do have the 3 holsters. If you want to check out what they are, you can do so on their product listing. But for me, like, I've used the holster that I conceal carry my 365 with for probably, I don't know, probably 4 years at this point, and I'm kind of really set in stone. It's what I like, it's what I'm comfortable with. I'm not really willing to switch it up right now for the added benefit of having a thumb rest on it. But that's just me. You can also order a holster and try it. You can also order the thumb rest itself and see how you like it. It's relatively on the cheaper side. We sell them here at our website for about $30. So if you really want to try it, buy it and shoot it at the range and see if it really helps how you shoot, you can definitely do that. It's not going to be a big hit to your wallet to just try it out and see. And if it's something you really think that you can't live without, you can always go buy a holster and see if any of the 3 holster options that they have on their website are something that you can live with. So one other drawback that I can find for this, it's a little bit more minor to me than the holster. That's more of a bigger deal in my personal opinion. But one other thing is that since it does sit further forward on the gun, it kind of obstructs the slide a little bit. So if you're trying to do press checks on the front of the gun, it kind of gets in the way a little bit for me, especially trying to go underneath. If you want to see more videos like this, we have our Ultimate P365 build that you can check out right here. If you want to see more stuff like this, like and subscribe.